favorites here, and the longer it goes, maybe some doubt starts to creep in.
Well, we saw that last year where the Magic won every home game in the playoffs, but they lost every road game in the playoffs. So that home court really does have a factor. The Lightning begin their playoff run on Tuesday night. Just about everybody in the building was saying it was going to be Easter Sunday. And for some reason, and I think, Jason, your theory might be a good one, they're starting the last series to start on Tuesday.
I think that's anticipated that might be the best series, the most exciting. Of course, it also involves with the Panthers, the defending Stanley Cup champions. It's the in-state rivalry. Lightning obviously had a great season, and they were in the Stanley Cup in recent years, 3 straight years. So this is a big matchup, and I think maybe the best matchup the NHL is anticipating, which is probably why it's the last one to start.
Well, DJ Bolt will have it rocking at the Amalie Arena, and weird start times. You have
8:30. I saw the first game
on Tuesday and 6:30 on Thursday, and that's all because of television, obviously. By the way, Liz has gotten into the contest, and she needs to pick 2 numbers, though. She's only picked 1. She's picked 5, and 5 is the Houston Rockets. So, Liz, you have the Houston Rockets in the NBA.
Who are the number 2 seed in the West.
Right. Go ahead and pick another number from 1 to 16. And anyone else, you can pick as long as you're in the first 8, either by phone or on Facebook Live. You can get into the contest and have 2 teams in the NBA and 2 teams in the NHL. This is also, in addition to NBA and NHL playoff week, it's draft week in the NFL. And the Buccaneers picking number 19.
19, yes.
I'd be curious to see what they're going to do. You had an interesting thought that was being suggested.
I was looking online. I think at the Buccaneers .com website. There, the mock draft actually has them taking a wide receiver with that pick, Matthew Golden, the receiver out of Texas, who's really, really good. Just a little surprising because you think that they're going defense. They had the Bucs picking defensive players the rest of the way, pretty much. But I guess the feeling is with that first pick, it being at 19, maybe a lot of the top defensive players will be off the board. Golden might be the best available player, and he's too good a player to pass up. Even though he is on offense, he's wide receiver, which the Bucs have quite a few good ones. But if he's that good and can make that big an impact, maybe.
So that's the question for you this week, listeners, and that is, should the Bucs take the best available player, or should they go ahead and draft for what they need, which I think most people agree their need is defense. So we'll see what happens as far as that goes. We've got some people entering the contest already, and I think people are a little bit confused on this. You picked 2 numbers. John in Clearwater has taken 7 in the NBA, which is the Cleveland Cavaliers. So pretty good job there, John. Yep. You've got, at least record-wise, the second best team in the NBA. And also in the NHL, he has taken number 11, which is the Edmonton Oilers. So, John, you've got the Edmonton Oilers in the NHL. The Rubber Cement Man has taken 12 for both, and he has the Detroit Pistons and the Carolina Hurricanes. Those are his teams in the NBA and the NHL. But again, you get to pick 2, so go ahead and do that. Liz has made her second choice. She said 8, and that is the New York Knicks. So Liz, you've got the Houston Rockets and the New York Knicks in the NBA, and also. Let's see. I think that's all that we have online thus far. But again, you each get 2 picks in the NBA and the NHL. So Rubber Cement Man and John in Clearwater pick another one in both the NBA and the NHL. And we will let you know what team that you have. It's already getting busy on there, though. So anyway, that's what we have thus far. Anyway, let's see if we can get things caught up and get all of that logged in. Want to say hello to DJ Bolt. He's watching on Facebook Live, so glad to have him with us. And the number is coming in fast and furious. And we will announce them just as quickly as we can. One other thing I wanted to mention last night, the Rays and the Yankees. The Rays falling 1-0 to New York.
Think about that 16-run game they had against Boston a few games ago. And wouldn't it be nice if they could had saved some of those runs for these other games?
Yeah.
But that's the problem with this team. There's no consistency in the hitting. They have their pitching is good, but they can't get the hits. They can't score the runs on a regular basis. And unfortunately, they're falling further and further under 500. They're losing to division rivals. So that's kind of a double whammy. Currently, the Rays are in last place now in the East, just below the Orioles. But it's concerning this early on.
And from what I understand, about 70% of the crowd at Steinbrenner Field were New York Yankee fans.
Oh, of course, hence the name of the stadium too. I mean, this is their Yankees' home stadium for spring training, but in general, it's we've seen that before.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and I know you mentioned the idea that would the team coming to town. I mean, it's still early, and a lot of the crowds have been pretty good in a smaller capacity stadium, but still, does moving the team to Tampa, would that make that much of a difference? I've argued I don't think that it would. I think whether it's in St. Pete or in Tampa, the question is this a true baseball market? I've had my doubts because they've never been able to draw consistently good attendance now in about 30 years of existence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I know that there's all sorts of problems with the ownership. I get that. But at the same time, through the years, this team has made the playoffs consistently. They've been to 2 World Series. You would think that if it was a true baseball market, they would have gotten several years of good, solid attendance at home games, but they have not. The Rays have ranked near the bottom in home attendance in Major League Baseball every year since they began in 1998.
Yeah.
So that's a debate. I certainly hope that they stay here. I hope so. A deal works out. I hope Sternberg sells the team to someone who's going to work to keep them here and is going to be more committed to the area. But at the same time, trying to look at it from an objective point of view, I don't really think this is a solid baseball market. And to be a market, a sports market, I view that as people actually going to the games in person, the crowds at the stadium, not just the people who are watching it on TV or following it that way. To me, to be a true market, I think you have to have enough people able to show up. And I think considering that this area, you already have the Bucks, you already have the Lightning who were here prior to the Rays. There's only so much money that people have to go around to support these different teams. And I think a lot of people support the Bucks and support the Lightning. And I just don't know how many are able to support the Rays, especially in baseball when you play a significantly higher number of home games.
That's an accurate statement, I think. And another thing that I think comes into play is that the ticket prices have doubled or more at Steinbrenner Field, and they're doing that because there's fewer seats available. So people are now saying, I'm not going to pay $40 and $25 to park. And then another $30, you're looking at least $100 to go to a game that the team's not even 500.
I think that the games have, obviously when there's less number of seats there, it's going to look fuller. And it looks like, more people are going just because the way the stadium is. But last night, obviously a lot of the fans or the games against the Yankees, the more people who are Yankee fans are showing up or spending the money. Okay, so there's more of an interest there. I question the ability for I question the how much support this team is going to continue to get, whether it's in Tampa or St. Pete.
Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I'm going to try and sort out all of the entries have been coming in fast and furious on Facebook Live for the NBA and the NHL contest, and I will let you know where things stand when we come back. And again, we are doing 2 numbers per league per person, so you get both 2 numbers in the NHL and 2 numbers in the NBA. We will take a break. More of the home team coming up here on the TAN Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
For the first time ever, the home team is endorsing a place for all of you fishermen. And the winner is Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton Road in Largo. Betts, that's Betts, is open 7 days a week from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Everything you need from clothing to AFCO and skinny water culture to Shimano and Daiwa reels. They also do repair of your equipment. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton in Largo, and online at customfishing.com.
When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the 3-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity and Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with 2 N's, development.com. The Clearwater Threshers are back, which means minor league baseball excitement returns to Baycare Ballpark. Opening night on April 8th is the fan favorite Dollar Tuesday. Enjoy dollar hot dogs, sodas, popcorn, and more as we celebrate the start of the Threshers minor league season. Opening weekend won't disappoint with a post-game concert on April 11th by Tampa's favorite top 40 country music band, Crossfire Creek, kicking off our Friday night concert series. Then stay after for a fantastic fireworks display following the game on Saturday, April 12th. Visit threshersbaseball.com for tickets and more information as we kick off the 2025 season in style. Sooner or later, you're going to need a plumber. It's just a fact of life. Want somebody honest and reliable? The plumber I use is the Bearded Plumber. I've known Thomas since his high school days and now is an established plumber who offers 24-hour-a-day full service because plumbing emergencies don't wait. Keep this number handy. You know you're going to need it. It's 866-882-3273. The Bearded Plumber, 866-882-3273.
Life Builders Christian Counseling Center brings hurting people to wholeness in Christ. Life Builders is a professional counseling center with multiple counselors and locations in Brandon and Tampa. They offer in-person, Zoom, and group sessions, counseling individuals, married couples, children and adolescents, and families. Some of our licensed counselors take most insurances. Call 813-438-5949 or visit lifebuilderscounseling.org. Life Builders can help. 813-438-5949 and at lifebuilderscounseling.org.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning and host of the Home Team Sports Radio Show. I'm here to tell you about our educational home team, Cambridge Christian School. No longer Tampa Bay's best-kept secret, CCS is the perfect blend of academic rigor and a biblical worldview foundation, serving families for over 60 years. Come see why we are the #1 rated Christian school in Tampa and visit us at ccslancers.com.
Looking for newer used golf clubs and balls? Stop by T&D Golf at 4205 West Waters Avenue, a half-mile west of Dale Mabry. Brand name clubs at discount prices. T&D has the best repair facility with the largest selection of grips in stock. Hundreds of sets of gently used clubs, a large selection of putters and wedges, and the best selection of quality used golf balls in Florida. Open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. T&D Golf at 4205 West Waters Avenue, a half-mile west of Dale Mabry.
I want to tell you about one of Tampa's hidden gems that you may not know about. It's the Pirate Water Taxi that takes you up and down the Hillsborough River from the Tampa Convention Center to Armature Works. I ride it all the time. It runs from 11:30 a.m. until 8:30 p.m., 7 days a week. What a great way to see the sights of downtown Tampa with beverage service available on board. Best part is you can hop on and off at any of their 12 stops all day for one low price. For more information, visit piratewatertaxi.com.
The Florida State Fairgrounds is home to so much more than just the fair that runs every February. Concerts, trade shows, conferences, and competitions are all just a few of the things you'll find at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater all year long. For the very latest information and schedules, visit floridastatefair.com. The Florida State Fair and so much more, all happening at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. We'll see you at the Florida State Fairgrounds.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us on this Easter weekend. Thanks for making the home team part of your Easter weekend. We certainly do appreciate that. Now, here's what we have thus far as the NBA and the NHL playoffs, as far as our listeners and viewers go. Liz is all set. She has the Houston Rockets and the New York Knicks in the NBA. And in the NHL, she has the Washington Capitals. And Liz, we need one more number from you. And let me give you the available numbers in both leagues. One in the NBA, 1, 2, 4, 10, 15, and 16 are still available in the NBA. And in the NHL, still available 1, 2, 5, 9, 10, 13, 15, and 16. I know there was some confusion and people were just picking one team in each league, but you have two teams in each league. So Liz needs one more in the NHL. Also, Mike needs one more in the NBA and the NHL. Mike on Facebook Live. Mike, you have the Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA and the Tampa Bay Lightning in the NHL. So we're all rooting for Mike to win the NHL contest. Mm-hmm. Donald in Lutz, you have the Memphis Grizzlies in the NBA, and you have the Florida Panthers. Boo!
Oh, no.
So Donald lose in the NHL. As far as John in Clearwater, you've got the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA, and you need one more pick. And John, you've got the Edmonton Oilers and the Ottawa Senators in the NHL contest. But John, you still need one more NBA team. Then we go to Mario. Mario, you have the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA, and in the NHL, you have the Los Angeles Kings and the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah.
So, Mario, we need one more. No, I'm sorry, you did pick two NBA. You also have the Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay.
Mario has. And then finally, as far as the contest goes, well, that's what we have. That's everything that we have thus far. So if I called your name and you need one more, for example, Liz has taken number 10 in the NHL, and that is the Toronto Maple Leafs. So, Liz, you have the Toronto Maple Leafs. And we'll see what happens as far as the rest of it goes. John in Clearwater has taken number 16 in the NBA, and that is the Boston Celtics. So, John, you've got the Boston Celtics in the NBA. So we still need one more from the rubber cement man in the NBA, who he has the Detroit Pistons, and we need one more for the rubber cement man in the NHL. He has the Carolina Hurricanes. So pick one more number in the NBA and the NHL, and then I think we will be up to date. So pick one more number, rubber cement man, NBA and NHL. And again, the available numbers in the NBA, 1, 2, 4, and 15. 1, 2, 4, and 15 still available in the NBA, and in the NHL still available 1, 2, 5, 9, 15, and 16. So those are the numbers that are still available.
Yeah,
Opened up a can of worms here.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, but we're trying our best. But again, you get two teams in each league. Let's go to the phone lines, and because it is talk radio, right? We haven't had a chance to do that yet. Donald kicks things off for us. Hello, Donald. You're on the home team.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's too early in the morning to do all this math.
Yeah, too many numbers.
Too many numbers, too much math.
But it's good seeing you yesterday, Donald. Thank you for coming by the bakery.
Oh, absolutely. It was great seeing you, Jason.
Yeah.
So I got the Cuban toast and a coffee con leche. Oh, my God. It's like that breakfast of champions.
Good.
No black and white cookies?
I would have gotten black and white cookies, but I had to work the entire day, and they would have been a melted mush.
Okay. All right.
Monday, I bring my cooler with me when I go to the bakery when I get the cookies. But I forgot my cooler, and it's like, well, because I was going to get them, and and then I realized, no, they're going to be in the hot car all day long, and it'll be a melted mush. But next time.
They'll be there for you for next time, yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they are the best. And the raspberry arugula, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, awesome. Those are good. Love those, too.
Yeah, some of my favorites. So, yeah. Yankees fans, beating up on the Rays fans up there, out shouting them, and probably why the Yankees won.
Well, I mean, the Yankees won because the Rays just can't hit. I mean, 1-0 is a very disheartening way to lose. You have a great pitching performance, but when you can't score the runs, you're not going to win. And that's been the Rays' problem for years. They seem to always have good pitching, but they just don't have enough hitting and run scoring.
Yep, and we get rid of our good players. Sternberg doesn't want to pay them, and they're doing good. They want more money, and it's like, nope, you're gone. Goodbye.
Yeah. Which is one of many reasons that people want Sternberg out of there. I just don't know how that's going to come about. I mean, obviously the baseball, a lot of the owners and the commissioner would like him to sell the team, but that's ultimately is going to be up to him. And of course, they're going to repair Tropicana Field. Probably they're going to move back in and start playing in the Trop the next couple of seasons. I think it'll be very telling if you look maybe 2 seasons from now, if Sternberg is still the owner or not. If he's still the owner, that would not bode well for the team staying in this area, in my opinion, because ultimately they're going to still need a long-term stadium deal, and I don't think anyone in this area is going to want to work with Sternberg. Certainly, no one in St. Pete, maybe in Tampa, but I just don't see how that's going to work out.
Got a question. I don't know if this is true or not, but can Major League Baseball force an owner to sell the team?
Yes and no. Technically, they cannot. However, they can make it very difficult on them. And what they can do is they can step in and take over the day-to-day operations of a team from an owner. So, in other words, they couldn't force Sternberg to sell, but they could come in and say, we're now going to run the organization for you.
But to me, wouldn't that only happen if the owner doesn't have the financial well-being to pay people or pay for the team, or if now in the case like of Donald Sterling with the Clippers, if the owner does something that's detrimental to the reputation of the league, then they could do something about it. But I mean, the fact, I guess, that Sternberg is a cheapskate, that he doesn't pay players, who doesn't keep players for very long. There's other teams that have done that as well, but the Rays have actually continued to win in spite of that. I don't know that in and of itself would be enough for them to be able to take the team from them.
Yeah, I was actually a part of a situation with the NBA when Ted Stepien owned the NBA, when Ted Stepien owned the Cleveland Cavaliers back in the early 80s. He was making such ridiculous trades, and he was trading all of his draft picks away and getting mediocre players. And the league stepped in and took over the day-to-day operation, even though Ted Stepien had the financial wherewithal and was paying everyone and there wasn't a problem with employees. The NBA came in and took over the day-to-day operations because of his crazy trades. So I don't think it's ever happened where Major League Baseball, other than financial reasons, have taken over a particular team. But I think that they could, if the owners vote for the MLB to take it over. I think they could. Mm-hmm. But they can't force Stu to sell. He would still own the team, but the Major League Baseball would run it.
So they would make it better because Major League Baseball in a whole wants everybody to be competitive. So I think, maybe that wouldn't be such a bad thing if, with what he's done to our great players, that just, giving them away.
Although I think if they wanted to be competitive, they would put in a salary cap.
Well, that's what you really need. Then you wouldn't have the Dodgers winning every year, right, or the Yankees and the Dodgers in the World Series every year. That's what you really. That's the true answer. But for some reason, baseball is the only one of all the sports, the four major league sports, that doesn't have a salary cap. So I don't know why that is. Donald, we need one more NHL team from you.
Okay, I put it in there. Where did I go?
I have you as number 6, which is the Florida Panthers. You have. Okay.
I think I put number 3.
3 was already taken by Mike. That was the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'll give you the numbers that are still available. 1, 2, 9, 13, and 16. 1, 2, 9, 13, and 16. 9 is the Dallas Stars. So you have Dallas and the Florida Panthers in the contest.
Now, what about the NBA?
NBA, you have the Los Angeles Clippers and the Denver Nuggets.
Oh, Clippers and Nuggets.
Who are playing each other.
That's true.
Yeah. They're playing each other this round.
So you're guaranteed to move into the second round.
There you go.
That's the optimistic way of looking at it.
Of course, you'll lose one of the teams. That's the other downside, but one of them will advance. Yeah.
And Liz has the Houston Rockets and the New York Knicks.
New York Knicks, and she's got the Capitals and Maple Leafs. Toronto, wow.
As far as the NHL, Capitals and the Maple Leafs, that's correct.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, Donald, thank you so much for checking in with us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. You guys take care. Stay safe out there, and tight lines, everyone who's ever going fishing. And John texted me that he's going to make the next. Oh, and happy Easter.
Yes, all right. Happy Easter to you as well, Donald. Thanks so much.
All right, you guys take care.
All right. We still need another NHL team from Mike K on on Facebook. We need one more NHL team from you. And let's see, what else do we? I think from Don. Don, we need 2 NHL teams from you. Don in St. Petersburg. 2 NHL teams from you. And then I think we will be just about caught up, but we'll double check again during the break. We do need to hit a break. And then when we come back, Eric Erlinson is going to be joining us from lightninginsider.com. And we'll take a look at the upcoming playoff series for the Lightning and the rest of the NHL playoffs with him, see what he thinks about what's going on with the Lightning and how they will fare. More of the home team coming up at the same time, same week, every week, 9 to 11, just to make sure everybody's aware of that. That's not changing. More of the home team coming up here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
The Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach is back and better than ever. Beautiful sunsets on sparkling Clearwater Beach, relaxing times with a wide variety of menu items, from sandwiches, seafood, landlubbers' favorites, desserts, and your favorite alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks is what you'll find at the Palm Pavilion. Located at 10 Bay Esplanade on Clearwater Beach, they're saying of there's no place like this place any place else, so this must be the place truly applies. Come and enjoy a relaxing lunch, dinner, or drinks in one of Tampa Bay's gems that visitors from all over the world make a destination. The Palm Pavilion, 10 Bay Esplanade, right on Clearwater Beach. Visit them and check out their menu on the web at palmpavilion.com. That's palmpavilion.com. If you suffered damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments, no interest, and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the Home Team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. There when you need them, FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you do it? With my busy schedule of working for the Lightning, Magic, Buccaneers, and the Home Team, I need to be in very good health. One person I have to thank for keeping me in good health for years is Dr. Troy Stirk of Stirk Family Medicine. He's helped me keep my blood pressure in check, my heart running smoothly, and an overall healthy feeling that is confirmed by my lab results. If you're looking for a good family physician, I heartily recommend Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine. You can reach his office at 813-264-7922. That's 813-264-7922. I'll tell you, Dr. Stirk is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way if you become one of his patients. So now that you know my secret to staying healthy with a busy schedule, it's your turn. Call Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine, 813-264-7922. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory.
If you fishermen and ladies need anything for your fishing enjoyment, you'll find it at Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton and Largo. Rods and reels by Shimano and Daiwa, frozen bait for saltwater fishing, clothing from AFCO and Skinny Water Culture, Costa Del Mar sunglasses, and more. Visit them online at customfishing.com. Open 7 days a week from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton in Largo.
Did you know that Cambridge Christian School Athletic Department was honored with the Kerry McDonald Award as the 2A Athletic Program of the Year for the second consecutive year? The CCS Lancers have had 71 district championships, 21 regional championships, 5 state championships, and 37 Final Four teams. Over 200 of our student athletes have signed to play at the college level, and one has joined an NFL team. Visit us today at ccslancers.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team, and I am happy to say that the contest is behind us. We have all of the that's right, good. We have all of the NHL and all of the NBA teams taken now, and let me just run through before we get to Eric Erlinson real quick. Who has what as far as the two contests are concerned? Starting with the NBA, the Orlando Magic goes to Mike Luz. The Golden State Warriors, the Rubber Cement Man. Minnesota Timberwolves, Mike K on Facebook. Indiana Pacers, Donald W in St. Petersburg. The Houston Rockets, Liz. The Memphis Grizzlies, Donald. The Cleveland Cavaliers, John in Clearwater. The New York Knicks, Liz. The Los Angeles Clippers, Donald in Lutz. Continuing on, the Miami Heat, Don in St. Petersburg. Boo. The Los Angeles Lakers, Mario. The Detroit Pistons, the Rubber Cement Man. The Denver Nuggets. We have Don with that. The Milwaukee Bucks, Mario. The Oklahoma City Thunder, Mike Luz, and the Boston Celtics, John in Clearwater. In the NHL, the Montreal Canadiens, Don in St. Pete. In the New Jersey Devils, Mike Luz. In the Lightning, the Tampa Bay Lightning, Mike K in Facebook Live. The Los Angeles Kings, Mario. The Winnipeg Jets, the Rubber Cement Man. The Florida Panthers, Donald. The Minnesota Wild, Mario. The Washington Capitals, Liz. The Minnesota Dallas Stars, Donald. The Toronto Maple Leafs, Liz. The Edmonton Oilers, John in Clearwater. The Carolina Hurricanes, the Rubber Cement Man. The Las Vegas Golden Knights, Don in St. Petersburg. The Ottawa Senators, John in Clearwater. Colorado Avalanche, Mike Luz, and the St. Louis Blues, Mike K. That's how it shakes out, and thank goodness we got all of those.
Well, they figure that's 32 teams in all.
That's correct.
16 in each league. That's a lot going on. Man, we should have also had a draft contest too. Add that to the mix.
Oh, please.
Yeah, so I had 3 contests going.
That's enough. Let's go back to the phone lines, and we have now Eric Erlinson finally joining us because I've been running through half the teams in the NBA and NHL. Eric, welcome back to the home team.
Hey, it was a good refresher for who's in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's right.
And I know you know the NHL, and you may not follow the NBA quite as much. But anyway, we are glad to have you with us. Were you surprised, Eric, that the Lightning series is not starting till Tuesday, and any theories on why that is?
A little surprised because the word that kept running through the building even as recently as Tuesday was Sunday afternoon, that we were going to get an Easter afternoon game, and it might have been 12:30. And the fact that I don't see a 12:30 window for games tomorrow sort of indicates to me that maybe the Lightning pushed not to start on Sunday because they had to come back from New York on basically Friday morning after the game on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of speculation on my part. But yeah, I was a little surprised that we're waiting until Tuesday, and then you get the very odd 8:30 p.m. start time.
Yeah, exactly. And going into this series, I think we all are partial to it because of the Lightning, but many people think that this might be the most evenly matched series of the entire playoffs. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's a pretty accurate statement. You look at the numbers, you look at the way that each team plays. Each team is dealing with some injuries. Both goalies, you probably give a slight edge to Andre Vasilevsky, but after watching Bobrovsky carry that team to a cup championship last year, you understand that he's kind of put some of those doubts behind him and gone on to help lead the team to a Stanley Cup. This is going to be a pretty low scoring, at least to me, low scoring, grinded out type of series. Even though both teams have some pretty good offensive players, I think that both teams would like to see games finish 2-1, 3-2.
Could be. And how exciting to think that, for one, it's already an in-state rival. The teams don't like each other. Add to the fact that, both teams have now won Stanley Cups. The Lightning, of course, had won several. The Florida wins it last year. And that just adds to the intensity going into now.
Yeah, the idea of rivalries, certainly the geographic is a natural rivalry, and then you add in the fact that they've actually played each other finally through all these years in the playoffs, kind of adds to it as well. But I got to be honest with you guys, I'm sick of seeing the Florida Panthers in the playoffs 4 out of the last 5 years. I'm kind of sick of seeing it, just like LA and Edmonton meeting each other in the first round for the 4th consecutive year. I would really like to see maybe this format change a little bit, maybe go back to 1-8, but it's good for hockey in Florida. There's no doubt about it. And, I'm closer to it, so I see it more often. So I understand why others are very excited for a Florida Tampa Bay first round matchup. But it is good for the state of hockey. It's good for youth hockey here because everybody will be talking about it. And, maybe you get some kids who were just kind of on the fence about being interested in hockey and sees this. So that'll be good for it. But, from the person who covers the team, I'm sick of seeing the same teams year after year.
I can certainly agree with that. And you mentioned, Eric, that it's going to be a low-scoring series. I concur with that because I think you have 2 of the 3 best goaltenders in the NHL going head-to-head. I think the Hellebuck is right there with Vasilevsky at the top, and Bobrovsky is probably 1A if you look at both of those.
Yeah, it's you look at the 5-on-5 numbers too. They're both very similar in terms of the amount of goals. I think Florida is 3rd in 5-on-5 goals allowed. I think Tampa Bay is about 6th in that range, and that's a big difference for Tampa Bay this year compared to last year, and why a lot of people think that the teams are more evenly matched this season than last season. But it always comes down to the goalies, right? And we know how locked in Andre Vasilevsky can be, and he kind of had a quiet season in a lot of ways. You look at his final numbers, he is right there with Hellebuck. When you look at even the advanced numbers, those 2 are not far off. And everybody talks about Hellebuck being a clear runaway winner for the Vezina Trophy and being an MVP candidate. But, when you look at the numbers that Vazzy's put up this year, he's right there. And Bobrovsky's numbers this year aren't what they used to be. I think they get skewed a little bit down the stretch because Florida was really resting a lot of their players and, having come off of 2 straight Stanley Cup titles or Stanley Cup appearances. And, so his numbers are maybe a little bit inflated. But, these are 2 of the best goaltenders in the league going head-to-head once again. And the series is probably going to be decided on who can come up with the big clutch saves, just as in some ways last year was. Right, that miraculous save that Bobrovsky made on Matt Dumba in Game 2 completely turned the series around. If that goes in, the Lightning have the lead in the 3rd period, and who knows where things go. But he kind of pulled that one out of nowhere, changed the complexion of the series.
Absolutely. And when you look at this, Eric, what do you see as the key? What's it going to take for the Lightning to win this series?
Protect the puck. Cannot turn it over. Have to be able to get out of your zone clean. Florida, when Florida's at the top of their game, they're one of the better forechecking teams in the league, and you have to be able to handle that forecheck. And if you're going to succumb to that pressure, and you're going to put the pucks in the bad areas, and you're going to feed their attack, I mean that's the way Tampa Bay has been all season. When they manage the puck well, they have a pretty good chance of winning the game. But if they're going to continually turn it over and allow the other team to come 75, 125 feet as opposed to coming 200 feet, it catches them in transition, gets them sort of pulled out of their system and their structure. And to me, that's what it comes down to Tampa Bay. Can you take the risk out of your game, let your offense come together when those moments are there rather than forcing those moments? That to me, so it's a mental game. I don't think it's a physical game. Certainly Florida's not a far and superior team than the Lightning are. If the Lightning don't beat themselves, I really like their chances.
So let's get a prediction from you. Who wins in how many games, Eric?
Oh, boy. I really think the Lightning can win this series, and I think it'll probably be in 6 games.
Oh.
Again, if they can just kind of take care of themselves and not beat themselves, make sure that they're making the Panthers come, withstand whatever physical, because Florida will try and run them out of the building, and we saw that earlier this year between the two teams. But I really think the Lightning will move on past the first round for the first time since 2022.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope you're right. And home ice advantage is going to be huge. I know the Lightning love playing at Amalie Arena, and they're going to have, if there are 7 games, 4 of them at Amalie Arena, which is key, I think. Eric, how can people follow you? How can they get involved with your website and all that you offer as far as the Lightning?
Yeah, well, obviously I'm on Twitter now, X, at Eric_Erlandson. That's ERIK, and then ERLENDSSON. You can find me there. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. So you can find my social channels there. And then the website, lightinginsider.com. There's 2 choices. You got a yearly plan. You got a monthly plan. Best time of year to be involved for sure. Wall-to-wall coverage, including going down to Sunrise, is in my plan. So that's how you can reach me, and that's how you can read my stuff.
Eric, thank you so much, and let's go Bolts. We'll see you Tuesday night at Amalie Arena.
Sounds good. Thanks, Paul. Be well, boys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Hour number 2 of the home team coming up here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
Folks, let me tell you about a gem of a restaurant in Carrollwood. It's Hank's Place, where you'll find some of the best barbecue, catfish, wings, sausage, gator, shrimp, and a whole lot more. Their meats are dry rubbed and slowly smoked. All of your favorite sides, too, from baked beans to collard greens to mac and cheese to onion rings. Are you hungry yet? Discover why Hank's Place at 8546 Northdale Maybury, just 100 yards north of Waters Avenue, is a place that locals have known about for years. Hey, would a guy like me lie to you about food? Hank's Place, a place to hang your hat and lick your fingers.
Looking to elevate your brand with custom apparel? Look no further than Athletic House, your one-stop shop for screen printing and embroidery in Clearwater. Whether you need embroidery on your polos or full-color logos screen printed on T-shirts, our expert team will bring your vision to life with precision and quality. Family owned and operated for over 20 years, we pride ourselves on the personal attention we give to all our customers. Making your team look good is our business. Athletic House. Call us today for a quote.
If you suffer damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments, no interest, and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. There when you need them, FAS Windows and Doors.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City.
FM 102.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Michael Wallace. The Supreme Court has issued an order temporarily blocking more deportations.
The court order concerns Trump administration plans to use the 1798 Alien Enemies Act, used rarely and only in wartime until now, to deport about 30 Venezuelan men being held in Texas. The court says not to do that, quote, until further order of this court. The ACLU said in an emergency filing last night that the Venezuelans had been told they were about to be removed. The Supreme Court had previously ruled that could not happen unless they had a chance to legally challenge it. Michael Toscano, CBS News, Washington.
The ACLU says the men detained in Texas were in imminent danger of spending their lives in a horrific foreign prison. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the man who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador, told Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen he has been moved to a prison with better conditions. CBS's Willie James Inman has more.
Senator Van Hollen says Abrego Garcia is traumatized after spending time in the notorious CICOT prison in El Salvador. But the Trump administration says he's an undocumented migrant with a troubled past who does not deserve to be in the United States.
Today's second round of nuclear talks between the U.S. and Iran has just ended. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer reports U.S. Mideast envoy Steve Witkoff is there.
On X, Witkoff posted what appeared to be America's bottom line. Iran must stop its nuclear enrichment. But before the talks even opened, Foreign Minister Arakshi responded, that is a non-starter.
Federal health officials tell CBS News the FDA is drawing up plans to end its routine food inspections and farm them out to state and local agencies. The FDA will continue to conduct some higher risk inspections like infant formula. Today is a day for remembering how the country has overcome times of peril. This date in 1775 was the shot heard round the world, the start of the American Revolutionary War.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
Wilford McClay is a history professor at Hillsdale College. He reads a Longfellow poem about Revere's call to arms in a video released by the White House.
Through all our history to the last, in the hour of darkness and peril and need, the people will waken and listen to hear the hurrying hoofbeats of that steed and the midnight message of Paul Revere.
The Oklahoma City bombing was 30 years ago today. 168 people were killed. KWTV anchor Robin Marsh.
A day of darkness does not define Oklahoma or the people who live in this great state.
This morning, former President Bill Clinton is addressing a ceremony in Oklahoma City. This is CBS News.
A riddle brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at progressive.com.
Hey listeners, tune in to Nostalgic Radio and Cars Tuesdays at 7 p.m. I play some groovy 60s, 70s music and talk about far-out cars. I'll bring you up to speed on some bitchin' car shows, swap meets, and vintage racing. So join us Tuesdays at 7 p.m. on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Listen to my interviews with special car guys, celebrities, racers, builders, customizers, and collectors. We'll discuss cars, auctions, values, restoration, project cars, and parts. We'll have featured cars. We'll talk about test drives. We'll include topics on boats, planes, and vintage musical instruments. So tune in to Nostalgic Radio and Cars Tuesdays at 7 p.m. on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is Paul Porter, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I hope you'll join me every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for my weekly show, The Home Team, heard right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live, The Home Team with Paul Porter, talking Lightning, Bucks, Rays, USF, and a whole lot more. Your calls and prize giveaways. Join us this Saturday and every Saturday morning for The Home Team, 9 to 11 on the Tan Talk Radio Network. My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservations suggested but not necessary. 10 years ago, my wife and I started a nonprofit ministry to help victims of domestic violence called Reach Out, Speak Out. Would you consider a donation to help our ministry? If you'd like to join our auxiliary board or just be a friend to Reach Out, Speak Out by helping with your time, talents, or treasures whenever you're available, please contact us by visiting reachoutspeakout.org. Please send your donation to Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida 33677, 5013C number 47163. 0804.
If you suffered damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Now, right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments and no interest and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the Home Team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. They're there when you need them. FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
When the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady. I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the Home Team on the Tan Talk Radio Network. The Home Team is brought to you in part by Cambridge Christian School, a Christian education that's affordable and well-respected. By FAS Windows and Doors, with stores in Tampa and Orlando. By Action Air Conditioning, family-owned and operated, serving the entire Tampa Bay area. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, Brother Pat. And coming up in just about 7 or 8 minutes or so, we're going to be talking with David Alexander from 4680Q in Niagara Falls. And he's all abuzz about the Toronto Maple Leafs and their Battle of Ontario with Ottawa.
And the overall question, will Canada finally win the Stanley Cup after a long drought? It's been 1993. The Montreal Canadiens were the last team.
And Toronto has not won it since 1967.
Yeah.
So before you were even born.
Yeah, right. So we've got Toronto's in it, Ottawa, Montreal, Edmonton, Winnipeg.
That's it.
Those are the ones.
Five, yeah.
Now, Winnipeg, they're the number one seed in the West, correct?
They won the President's Trophy.
Okay.
So, but we all know what happens to teams that win the President's Trophy.
Yeah, I know. So. Well, it'll be interesting. Obviously, a few teams have come close. I remember the Vancouver Canucks, I think in 2011, they actually led the whole series against Boston, but then when it got to Game 7, they lost at home. Lost that one. You've had, obviously last year, Edmonton, came back from a 3-0 deficit to force Game 7, but fell to the Panthers in the seventh game. So it's been a lot of close calls, but Canada is yet to recapture the Stanley Cup since '93.
Well, we want to mention that we had 3 correct answers in the trivia question that we posted on Facebook Live. See if you know this, Jason. Connor Geekie plays for the Tampa Bay Lightning. His brother is in the NHL as well, his older brother. What is his name and who does he play for?
Matt just mentioned, I already forgot. I just love the last name Geekie. Okay. Ima, right?
Yeah.
Ima Geekie.
Well, that's his wife. That's his wife. Yeah. I want to make that clear. It's actually Morgan Geekie, who plays for the Boston Bruins. So there are 2 Geekies. And why the Lightning haven't worked something out with the Geek Squad?
Come on.
That's natural
right
sponsor for them, but we'll see what happens. I am happy to say that all of the NBA and the NHL teams have now been assigned to one of our viewers or listeners.
32
I just want
teams
to run
in
through
total.
the list one last time so everybody knows the teams that they have. In the NBA, the Magic go to Mike Lewis, the Warriors to the Rubber Cement Man, the Timberwolves to Mike Kay, the Pacers to Don in St. Petersburg, the Rockets to Liz, the Grizzlies to Mike Kay, the Cavs going to John in Clearwater, the Knicks to Liz, the Clippers to Donald, and the Heat going to Don in St. Petersburg, the Lakers to Mario, the Pistons to the Rubber Cement Man, the Nuggets to Donald, the Bucks going to Mario, the Thunder to Mike Lewis, and the Celtics to John in Clearwater. That's how the NBA shakes out. As for the NHL, the Canadiens to Don in St. Petersburg, The Devils to Mike Luz. The Lightning to Mike K. The Kings to Mario. The Jets to the Rubber Cement Man. The Panthers to Donald. The Wild to Mario. The Capitals to Liz. The Stars to Donald. The Maple Leafs to Liz. The Oilers to John. Hurricanes to the Rubber Cement Man. Golden Knights to Don in St. Petersburg. The Senators to John in Clearwater. The Avalanche to Mike Luz. And the St. Louis Blues to Mike K. So that's how it shakes out.
I hope we're putting it all, listing it on Facebook. I hope we don't want to have to repeat that again.
No, we won't repeat it again. That is how it
so someone can look
out.
it up. They can go, maybe we'll put it on there.
There you go.
Online.
Lee has been waiting patiently. Let's go to him. Hello, Lee. You're on the home team.
Hello, Lee. Oh, no,
Did we lose
Hello.
him?
Hello.
Hello, Lee.
There's technical difficulties. Gremlin in the system.
Well, while we have a chance, let's talk about Alessi Bakery, because tomorrow is Easter Sunday.
That's right.
And today's your last chance before Easter.
Yes, that's right. We've been selling a lot of Easter-themed cookies, cupcakes, and cakes. We have a lot of both miniature cakes in the shape of eggs, the yellow cake on the inside, different colors of icing, also some larger cakes there. We've got our Easter breads. Now, a lot of them are in order. That's the actual sweet bread. A couple look like baskets with the hard-boiled egg baked into them. We've got a lot on order, but I believe they were baking all of them off. So we should have extra ones in the store today as well.
That's good
so
news.
yeah, because basically it's our last chance to sell those. So we've got those. And as always, at Alessi Bakery, we have guava turnovers, apple turnovers, eclairs, cannolis, Napoleons. We have a great deli offering a variety of sandwiches, Cuban sandwiches, Philly cheesesteaks, burgers, Reubens, hot entrees, chicken and yellow rice, roast pork picadillo, and our famous scacciata pizza. We made a lot of extras of those today because those always sell.
I know it's too late,
pizza.
but have you provided Easter dinner for a number of people?
Yes, we did the Easter dinners too. For those who had ordered some, we'll do you always do like the ham, the roast pork, the turkey, I believe, with all sorts of different sides. So, we have those dinners as well. A lot of catering we've done, too, and party trays.
Too late to order those dinners,
yeah,
though, right?
too late for today. I mean, we again all have, so we always have, though, we usually have sandwich slider platters available in our grab-and-go cooler. You can always order however many sandwiches you'd like to take with you, and we're going to be open today till 6 p.m., closed tomorrow for Easter Sunday, but then back open Monday, regular hours.
All right. Very good. Location?
We're at 2909 West Cypress Street. That's in between MacDill and Armenia. And you come on down. You can always give us a call to 813-879-4544 if you ever want to pre-order something or have any questions.
And again,
call us there.
Open today until 6.
We're open today until 6. Yes, Saturdays we open until 6. Closed tomorrow for Easter Sunday, but then back open Monday through Friday. We're normally open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
All right. Very good. Check it out. Some good stuff for your Easter Sunday table.
That's right.
They're particularly desserts. You can get some great desserts there.
Yes, indeed.
At the Alessi Bakery. We're going to take a break. Anthony, hang in there. You're going to want to hang in, Anthony, because coming up next, we've got a hockey aficionado from north of the border that's going to be joining us. David Alexander from 4680Q. His show is Nothing But Sports, and it's on Thursday mornings at 10:30 a.m., and he's going to join us right here next. So stay right where you are. More of the home team coming up here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you suffered damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Now, right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments and no interest and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. They're there when you need them. FAS Windows and Doors. FASWD.com.
Much like the weather, your life could change at the drop of a hat. Don't be caught unprepared. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, but no matter what happens to you, you can make sure your loved ones are provided for with a life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance. Meet with a local independent agent and secure a policy now to rest easy knowing you're protecting the ones you love. Visit Vermost Insurance in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com. Kids can be a part of the coolest minor league baseball club in town by joining the Little Anglers Kids Club with the Clearwater Threshers, presented by Baycare Kids. For only $25, children 13 and younger can come to Thursday Threshers home games and take part in fun activities, receive cool gear, and enjoy free food. Plus, be sure to bring your glove for an on-field pregame catch and run the bases after the game to cap off 9 innings of fun. Go to threshersbaseball.com and join the Little Anglers Kids Club today. Looking for a special night out or an out-of-the-ordinary way for a dinner date with family or friends? Check out the 2-hour Yacht Starship Cruise sailing from Channelside Drive in downtown Tampa. It features a complete dinner and free open bar, disc jockey and dancing while you sail away, taking in the best views of Tampa Bay. Dine, drink, and dance the night away. Reservations are required, so visit yachtstarship.com for all the details or call 813-223-7999. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory.
For the first time ever, the home team is endorsing a place for all of you fishermen, and the winner is Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton Road in Largo. Betts, that's B-E-T-T-S, is open 7 days a week from 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Everything you need, from clothing by AFCO and Skinny Water Culture to Shimano and Daiwa Reels. They also do repair of your equipment. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton in Largo. Online at customfishing.com.
Grace Family Church with now 8 locations to serve you. Just how big is Grace Family Church? Here's Executive Pastor Chris Bonham.
On a typical Sunday will be about 13,500 people. And then we have an online crowd that watches as well. That's dispersed all throughout our campuses and throughout people watching all over the world.
It seems like a big church, but it does feel small. I don't want a big church, but so the numbers are big, but there's a lot of opportunity for belonging and intimacy in the church.
Yeah, that's one of our values. We definitely want to make a big church small. So if someone's like, oh, I can't go, it's too big, we would really encourage you to check it out, because we do a lot of intentional things to take the large crowd and move it into a smaller, more manageable relationship.
For more information about all 8 campuses at Grace Family Church, visit gfcflorida.com. That's gfcflorida.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us, and congratulations to Donald, Courtney, and David They were the correct answers in the trivia contest. And right now, Courtney has a 1 week lead over everybody else. So Courtney is in the lead. We'll have one more, Jason. Next Saturday, you'll have to ask a trivia question at the top of the hour.
Okay.
And that will determine who wins for April.
Got it.
And we've got a nice prize going out to you,
All righty.
Depending on who wins. So that's coming up as well. Well, we're ready for hockey. They're ready for hockey in Ontario. We've got the Battle of Florida and the Battle of Ontario, two very intriguing series in the Eastern Conference. And to talk about that with us from 4680Q in Niagara Falls, David Alexander. David, thanks so much for joining us today.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you. And I was listening to your show on Thursday, David, and I was just so impressed. He went through every series in the NHL, and he had comments on each one and all the factors and all of that. David, I'm not going to ask you to run through all of that today, but I would like you to address the two series, the Battle of Ontario and the Battle of Florida. Let's start with the Battle of Florida, the Lightning and the Florida Panthers. What are your thoughts on that series?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about those for sure, because I think of all the series, the Battle of Florida, Battle of Ontario are the most intriguing of all of them. But having said that, I would argue that all 16 teams have a chance to win the Cup this year. There's so much parity, Paul, that all the series are going to be fascinating to watch. But Battle of Florida is, to me, a toss-up. You've got two very different teams, but yet they're two very even teams in terms of their stats. The head-to-head this year, the Lightning and the Panthers were 2-2. You've got two Russian goaltenders that are pretty equal. I would give the edge slightly to Tampa Bay, Vasilevsky. But maybe the wild card in this series is going to be the injury factor in Florida. And, of course, that centers on Matthew Tkachuk. He can be such a disruptive factor, as you all know. And if he is going to play, I would imagine he is. But how healthy will he be? And he gets on that rat line with Brad Marchand and Sam Bennett. They could create a lot of havoc for the Lightning. The Lightning are really going to have to be disciplined, not get sucked into that kind of physical series that Florida likes to play. Maybe get on the power play and feature Kucherov, the Art Ross winner, and let their skill take over from the physicality.
Yeah, and David, you just had the right word in parity. Such a difference from the NHL to the NBA, where in the NHL just about every team has a shot, and the NBA, it just doesn't seem that that's the case. There's a clear-cut difference between the higher seeds and the lower seeds, but I think that's what makes the hockey so exciting, especially when you get in the playoffs, because sometimes you throw the regular season record out the window. What is your take? Do you have I know that you're rooting for, but what is your take about one of those Canadian teams finally getting over the hump after all of these years and possibly winning the Stanley Cup again? I know it's been since '93 with Montreal. Who do you think has the best shot, and do you think that could really happen this year?
Yeah, I do, Jason. I do think it can really happen. You mentioned earlier that the Winnipeg Jets won the President's Trophy. Now, of course, we all know in hockey that President's Trophy seems to come with a curse.
Yeah.
And they win it and then they lose in the first round or something. But I really think Winnipeg has a team built for the heavy slugging of the playoffs. Having said that, though, boy, the Western Conference is just loaded, and every team in that Western Conference has a shot. Like, I think the Eastern Conference is a wee bit weaker, not much, but St. Louis is going to give Winnipeg a handful. It's the matchup there of the Four Nations goaltenders, Jordan Binnington in Canada and Connor Hellebuck for the U.S. So it's a rematch there. It's going to be fun to watch. But Winnipeg is hungry. Winnipeg's been close a couple of times and just can't get over the hump. And I think they've got a real nice team from top to bottom. Their lineup is spread out nicely, and they're, like I say, they're built for the physical style of hockey that the playoffs bring.
We're talking with David Alexander from 4680Q, his show, The Nothing But Sports. And it's on every Thursday morning from 10:30 to 11:30. Very easy to find. Just put into your search engine 4680Q, and it'll take you right to the website, and you can click right on and hear the program and hear what's going on in Canada. I try and catch it every week, David. It's nice to hear what's being talked about north of the border. And north of the border, I know a lot of people are interested in that Toronto-Ottawa series, the Battle of Ontario. And a lot of people are kind of discounting the Ottawa Senators, but I think this could be a pretty close series.
Paul, Ottawa scares the heck out of me. You've got a team that's quite good. They've got another Tkachuk, obviously, on the roster, Brady, and I think he's a bit wilder than his brother Matthew, and he has some injury concerns as well. So we don't know what his health will be, but he'll be playing. The series starts Sunday evening, and that's Toronto's biggest challenge to me. There's two challenges. Number one, they've got to exercise the demons of all their first round losses. They've gone 9 consecutive years with either getting beat out in the first round, or they made it through the first round, sadly, I guess, for you guys, against Tampa, but then Florida wiped us out in the second round. But they've got to exercise those demons, get the scar tissue out of the way, and then they've got to deal with Brady Tkachuk. And Ottawa has nothing to lose in this. When you're playing a team that's loosey-goosey, playing with house money, that to me is a dangerous opponent. They have a playoff experienced goaltender in Linus Ullmark. We don't have playoff experienced goaltenders, although I think our goaltenders have played really well. And it looks like the ex-Panther Stolarz will play game 1, at least for Toronto. And he's been red hot down the stretch. The Leafs have gone 13-2-1 and down the stretch leading into the playoffs. So that's really good. But the playoffs, this is a rematch of back in 2000 to 2004, when Ottawa again dominated a lot of the regular season, but then the Leafs prevailed in all 4 of those playoff series, and it was wild. It was fights. A lot of those players, of course, now have transitioned, where Travis Green, the head coach of the Ottawa Senators, was on the Leaf roster back then. Daniel Alfredson was the star of Ottawa. He's on the Senator coaching staff. And to show how old we're all getting, Ty Domi was on the Leafs, and now his son Max Domi is playing, and he'll have that challenge of going up against Brady Tkachuk.
Well, thank you for that reminder. And it's going to be a fun time with these NHL playoffs. And as Jason said, it's nice because really any of these 16 teams could win it, win the Stanley Cup. David, that if the Leafs are successful in disposing of the Ottawa Senators, there's going to be a Florida team waiting for them. Whether it be the Lightning or the Panthers. And that's kind of been the Achilles heel of the Maple Leafs over the years. Earlier, losing to the Lightning, and in more recent years, losing to the Panthers. From a Maple Leaf perspective, who would you rather face if they do win the first round? Would you rather face the Lightning or the Panthers?
Well, with all due respect, I would like to face the Lightning, only because Toronto doesn't handle a heavy team, a team with a very aggressive forecheck like Florida has, all that well. So I think the physicality of a series against Florida, although I think the winner of the Battle of Florida will be pretty beat up by the time they get to the second round, which may or may not be an advantage for the Leafs, but just a slight edge. Toronto's had some pretty decent success against Vasilevsky. I don't know why, because he's such a world-class, great goaltender, but a slight edge there. I do predict the Lightning in 7. It's a toss-up over Florida, but I think your home ice advantage is going to be the factor, and I like the Leafs winning in 6. And it's funny, you guys talked about how important a hockey series is in Canada. Well, you probably know we're in the midst of a federal election at the moment. And last week, Montreal Canadiens were tooth and nail trying to get into the playoffs, which of course they did. And their game was scheduled on a night where the federal leaders were in a French debate, and the French debate got postponed. It was moved back 2 hours so that they could debate, and then the hockey game could take place. So you can see where the priorities in Canada are at the moment.
Yeah, that's for sure. Don't interrupt hockey.
That's right.
No matter what it is, don't interrupt hockey. David,
You gotta love it.
I just want to get a quick plug in for your business because we have a lot of people here that may be vacationing this summer and heading north of the border and up towards Niagara Falls. And if they do and they'd like to meet you or check out your store, tell us about that.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, it's Wine Place. We're a brew on premise facility. In other words, you make your wine at our facility for a very inexpensive price. You receive 30 bottles of it. It's fun. It's easy to do. You avoid a lot of tax. And as far as I know, American clients can take our wine back home without any duty.
That was
so
my
it's
next question.
Quite a value with your dollar and your exchange. You can check us out at 3930 Montrose Road in Niagara Falls, Ontario, and online at wineplace.niagarafalls.ca. Love to see and meet the people and all the listeners. It's great to know them, and we're having a lot of fun with it.
Very good. Very good. Well, we appreciate it. And thank you so much as far as joining us. And we'll have you on probably next time when the Lightning defeat the Panthers and the Maple Leafs defeat the Senators and they're playing each other.
Wouldn't that be great? Thanks, guys. And I wish all the listeners a happy Easter.
Yes, same to you,
All
David.
right.
Thank you.
Sounds good. He has a very good show, 4680q.com. And it's every Thursday from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Of course, my brother has a show this afternoon at 3 o'clock on 4680q.com. So certainly recommend that to you. We're going to take a break, and then Anthony will get his reaction to all that David said and more coming up next here on the home team on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the three-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity and Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with two N's, development.com. Much like the weather, your life could change at the drop of a hat. Don't be caught unprepared. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, but no matter what happens to you, you can make sure your loved ones are provided for with a life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance. Meet with a local independent agent and secure a policy now to rest easy knowing you're protecting the ones you love. Visit Vermost Insurance in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com.
Looking for a culinary and cocktail river journey? Then check out Craft, Florida's only dining river cruise. Craft features three-course dining on the Hillsborough River with America's first open galley kitchen with gas cooking. The 2-hour cruise sailing from downtown Tampa will leave you with breathtaking views and mouth-watering cuisine served right to your table. For reservations, call crafttampa.com or call 813-223-7999.
This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory. Happy 60th birthday, Cambridge Christian School. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning, here to tell you about the exciting growth happening here at CCS. Coming this fall is our state-of-the-art 45,000 square foot high school and STEM lab. For over 60 years, Cambridge Christian's award-winning academics, athletics, and the arts has been changing the way you think about Christian education. Visit us today at ccslancers.com. After a car accident, there are many questions that you need answers to. Who pays for my car repairs? Who pays for the medical bills? What about my lost wages? And more. The personal injury law firm of Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes has been answering these questions for their clients for nearly 70 years. Since 1955, they've been a voice of the injured in the legal system. As one of the longest established law firms in Tampa Bay, Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes is here to answer your questions. Listen to their live call-in radio show on this channel every Tuesday evening from 5 to 6 p.m. or call them at 727-796-8282 or visit them at voiceoftheinjured.com. Offices Clearwater, non-attorney spokesperson. Grace Family Church now has 8 locations to serve you throughout the Tampa Bay area. Talking about the 8th campus, here's Senior Pastor Craig Altman.
In the Land O'Lakes area, I would say between Land O'Lakes and Trinity off of Suncoast and 54. Brand new campus. So if you're looking to get in on the ground floor, it's an exciting campus, a lot of young people, and I encourage you to check it out.
And if you're wondering what denomination Grace Family Church is, Executive Pastor Chris Bonham explains.
Well, it's actually a non-denominational church, but the neat thing is all the denominations you just mentioned, a lot of them do come. And so what's neat is this melting pot of different beliefs, but we come together based off the Bible and really teach that.
Visit one of the 8 campuses of Grace Family Church. For more information, go to gfcflorida.com. That's gfcflorida.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us. And Donald, very observant on the Facebook Live, says Jason's already packing up. Is he working at the bakery?
Not today. Just making a few notes
for
towards next week's show. But thankfully I have today off. I'm gonna relax a little bit. It was busy yesterday, but today will be even busier.
Yeah, it'll be crazy there today. That's for sure. Let's go back to the phone lines. We have Anthony waiting for us. Anthony, thanks for holding. You're on the home team.
Well, let me say hello, good Saturday, and good day, and goodbye. Anyways,
all right. Thanks for calling, Anthony.
He pretty much wrapped up quite a bit of what I was going to talk about, but let me extend the congratulations to Nikita Kucherov. Third, Art Ross trophy, very deserving. 2 teams pretty much who've had to change their formats. One is Toronto. There was I'm not mistaken, but they tried to adapt a sort of lightning type format in facing us previous years. It didn't work. Florida, you got to thank the Hurricanes and the Bruins for toughing them up, because every time they played both of those teams, it made them grow up a little bit more and mature. And but the name Florida Panthers, to me, it's a misnomer. It should be Sunrise. For them to be labeled Florida, it just doesn't seem legitimate.
Well, you see, Anthony, in some sports it's like that. I know, like in baseball, you have the Texas Rangers when they play in Arlington, where you have other teams from the state of Texas. It happens from time to time. You had.
Minnesota Wild is
Minnesota,
actually
so where
Minneapolis,
some teams have their name is of the state itself and not just the city.
You know what I think would be a good compromise, Anthony, would be the South Florida Panthers, because they're by saying Florida Panthers, they're kind of claiming the whole state. When Tampa Bay is certainly in the West Central Florida.
Before they moved and became the Colorado Avalanche, it was the Quebec Nordiques.
Right.
You have, Montreal is in Quebec, and so that's, I'm sure that kind of irked Canadians fans.
I'm sure David, if he's still listening, it got irked by that because you pronounce it Quebec.
Quebec.
That's the actual French Canadian pronunciation, not Quebec, even though it looks like Quebec when you look at it.
One point minus Matthew Tkachuk, that Panther lineup is still lethal. I want the Lightning to be physical, now not to the point of putting the guy through the ice in 4 seats up the rows, but you need to play physical. Florida plays that's why they put Toronto and Edmonton on their knees in the previous years, because they play a fast physicality. I want the Lightning to show some muscle out there, man. The finesse is fine, but I want some physicality. I want some anger, as Chief says. You need to get angry and not goof up on the ice. The turnovers, it's uncalled for. especially for Kucherov.
Unless you're going to a Lessie Bakery, then they're called for.
For sure, for sure.
Well, they need to start. They need to start this series off strong, Anthony. We've seen the Lightning had stretches of inconsistency throughout the season, and now's the moment they really need to be focused. I think this series could ultimately be determined by what team gets the upper hand early on, and it kind of sets the tone for the rest of that series. And whichever team is that, this is a very evenly matched series, so you need to get off to the right start. That could put whichever team in the give them the confidence moving forward, or on the other side, kind of wreck their confidence and cause them to have doubts early on. So that's key to start off strong.
One concern that I have is I love Nikita Kucherov. He, the best scoring player in the NHL,
but he's careless with the puck. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Not now.
Some of these weak passes that he makes where the puck is going about 3 miles an hour.
Yeah, no.
And then it's intercepted, and Vasilevsky's staring down at a guy coming down.
No, that's just not going to work now.
I think you know what I'm talking about, Anthony.
Sure, for sure. Yeah, it's for all the good he's done, it's just I don't know, like he overthinks sometimes, or maybe underthinks sometimes. But one plus, and I'm glad.
To quote Phil Esposito, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Or just shoot the puck, as opposed to all the fancy passes.
One plus, I like him being brought back is everywhere on the ice. Yanni Gourde, I believe he's going to step up and show his playing ability as he did in the 2 back-to-back Stanley Cup runs we had the champion. So Yanni, do us proud, man. So for sure, I'm hyped up for this playoffs, and I think we can get it done. It's going to be a grueling competition, but I think I'm optimistic that this lineup. We got some veterans, man. We have some veterans, and it's all throw everything on the ice for sure, and don't leave anything out. So.
I think one of the biggest helps that we got back is Ryan McDonough.
Mm-hmm.
To get him back has really shored up the defense.
Well, and the addition of Jake Gensel has been a huge factor as well. So we look for him to make a lot of plays in the playoffs also.
And just keep in mind, in the playoffs, the penalties drop by about 90%. You have very few penalties,
which is the way
you'll
want
have
it.
games that don't have any penalties.
Yeah, but to me, that's the way you want it. You don't want the officials deciding the games.
Yeah.
You want the players to decide it.
There has to be that they have to instill that discipline factor in the playoffs. We already saw, unfortunately, Chaffee did that unfortunate incident against the Rangers, and that cost them to be kept out of the playoffs for a while. But and again, the energy at the home arena, we have to bring it.
Yep.
There's no excuse. This is the playoffs. Everything has to go full throttle. So let's go Lightning, and let's get it done.
The players have mentioned how much home ice means to them, and they love playing at Amalie Arena. Anthony, thank you so much. Always good to hear from you.
Thanks, guys.
All right. We're going to take our final break, and then Don from St. Petersburg will join us on the other side. Looking forward to talking with him. Hang in there, Don. We'll be right back with you. More of the home team coming up here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you suffered damage from either or both hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Now, right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments and no interest and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. They're there when you need them. FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com.
Hop on board the Lost Pearl pirate ship for a 90-minute interactive cruise that includes swashbuckling activities, water cannon fun, and a bar that's free while at sea. You will train to be a pirate, so we're prepared for any unwarranted encounter as we cruise through Florida's most pirate-infested waters, home to the legendary Jose Gaspar. Keep a sharp eye out for friendly dolphins as they like to swim along with us on our travels. For more information and reservations, visit TampaPirateship.com.
One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you do it? With my busy schedule of working for the Lightning, Magic, Buccaneers, and the home team, I need to be in very good health. One person I have to thank for keeping me in good health for years is Dr. Troy Stirk of Stirk Family Medicine. He's helped me keep my blood pressure in check, my heart running smoothly, and an overall healthy feeling that is confirmed by my lab results. If you're looking for a good family physician, I heartily recommend Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine. You can reach his office at 813-264-7922. That's 813-264-7922. I'll tell you, Dr. Stirk is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way if you become one of his patients. So now that you know my secret to staying healthy with a busy schedule, it's your turn. Call Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine, 813-264-7922. My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservations suggested but not necessary.
For the first time ever, the home team is endorsing a place for all of you fishermen. And the winner is Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton Road in Largo. Betts, that's B-E-T-T-S, is open 7 days a week from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Everything you need from clothing to AFCO and skinny water culture to Shimano and Daiwa reels. They also do repair of your equipment. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton in Largo, and online at customfishing.com.
10 years ago, my wife and I started a nonprofit ministry to help victims of domestic violence called Reach Out, Speak Out. Would you consider a donation to help our ministry? If you'd like to join our auxiliary board or just be a friend to Reach Out, Speak Out by helping with your time, talents, or treasures whenever you're available, please contact us by visiting reachoutspeakout.org. Please send your donation to Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida 33677, 5013C number 47163. 0804. Happy 60th birthday, Cambridge Christian School. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning, here to tell you about the exciting growth happening here at CCS. Coming this fall is our state-of-the-art 45,000 square foot high school and STEM lab. For over 60 years, Cambridge Christian's award-winning academics, athletics, and the arts has been changing the way you think about Christian education. Visit us today at ccslancers.com.
The Florida State Fairgrounds is home to so much more than just the fair that runs every February. Concerts, trade shows, conferences, and competitions are all just a few of the things you'll find at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater all year long. For the very latest information and schedules, visit floridastatefair.com. The Florida State Fair and so much more, all happening at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. We'll see you at the Florida State Fairgrounds.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us as we continue along. We can probably sneak one more call in, and I think that's going to be Don in St. Petersburg. Hello, Don. You're on the home team.
Good morning, gentlemen, and happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you as well.
Thank you. Two things. Number one, Yanni Gourde playing on this Lightning team that's going to make a playoff run. I remember when they made the trade, they said that they're trying to really strengthen the team for a playoff run for this year. And they felt that the players they have right now, that he would work really, really well with a younger team. But they also have the veterans that have played with this player. You know, I thought he was a great player when he was always a clutch player in the playoffs. But I think he could be a factor. I mean, you could talk all about Tkachuk not playing or playing for the Panthers, but I think Yanni Gourde playing for the Lightning is going to help.
Yeah, I do too.
Absolutely.
He's a good playoff player, if you will, and he's going to be kind of, I think, equaling out what the Panthers bring. The Panthers are a physical team, as David Alexander mentioned as well. But I think Yanni Gourde is kind of an instigator. He'll get in there and cause some ruckus, and I think he's going to be a big part of what the Lightning do. So we'll see what happens.
Another thing I was going to ask you is the Rays. Even though it's April 19th, they've been playing for 3 weeks already. It doesn't seem like they've been playing for 3 weeks, but you know they win a game 16-1, and then last night they struck out 15 times and couldn't get any runners in. What do you think of this team? Is this inconsistent right now, or is this a team going to take a long time for it to kind of blend everything together?
Well, I think what everybody said was that the hitting is going to determine how they finish,
and they don't have it.
They don't have a lot of hitting.
And you know what's interesting? This whole the way they do business, the Moneyball thing, getting rid of players, not keeping players. You figure eventually that might catch up to them. They made the playoffs 5 consecutive years from 2019 to 2023. They missed the playoffs last year. This year, not a great start. Maybe that's finally catching up to them, unfortunately.
I mean, it's disappointing to tune in and see different players every week, whether they're bringing them up from Norfolk or Durham. You try to get to learn the guys. And,
sure.
I mean, I would challenge anybody to name all of the players in the bullpen. I don't think you could do it. I mean, it's virtually difficult. I side with my favorite player, Hunter Biggie, but
because of the name.
Because of the name.
Well, and again, it is still early. I've always said early in the season, Don, if you can stay right around 500, you're okay because it's a long season. All teams are going to go through ups and downs, but the Rays are starting to fall further and further under 500, and they're losing to their division rivals, which is a problem there. You just don't want to see that early on. And a lot of their games have been at home. They're going to start going on the road pretty soon.
Well, they've lost 4 in a row since that 16-1 win. They lost the next 2 to Boston and the first 2 to New York. So it's and you're right. They're going to Arizona and San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
San Diego is one of the hottest teams in baseball.
That's right.
I think they're there next weekend.
Yeah.
So it's not going to get easy for them. And even when they come back, Kansas City's coming in, and Kansas City's a much improved team over the last couple of years. They were a playoff team last year. So hard to say. Don, I want to get your thoughts on the Lightning. Do they win or lose this first round, and in how many games?
I think they're going to win in 5.
Wow.
I think Florida is a good team, but I don't think they're going to have what is. I think they've had a couple of runs, and I just don't know if their run is going to take them any further than what they had from last year.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I think 5 might be a little optimistic. But Jason and Matt and I will give our predictions coming up in just a couple of minutes. But we'll look forward to that. Well,
Can
Don,
I make one more suggestion?
Yes, sir.
Can you get Mark Daniels on again? He was excellent.
Okay, we'll try and do that.
I've been listening to him since I moved down here in '94 because he used to be on 540, and then they moved it over to 740.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can possibly do that.
And are you friends with him? Do you know him?
Yes.
Well enough?
Yeah.
Good,
Yeah.
because he's done play-by-play and he's done talk shows, and he's kind of like you. He's got so much experience in the Central Florida area.
Absolutely. He's the voice of UCF sports, radio voice of all the sports. Thank you so much, Don. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right. Very good. Donald, or I should say, Rubber Cement Man says it's the curse of Steinbrenner Field that is doing the Rays in. So
I don't know what I mean.
Because we're playing in the Yankees
It's the
Park,
first.
I
Well,
guess.
yes. I mean, the first season playing there, it's under it's under odd circumstances because the trop is damaged. But I don't think that really has anything to do with it. This team was around 500 last year. Okay, they weren't great. They had some injuries to the pitching staff. But the big question is, can they hit consistently? They haven't been able to do that for quite some time, and they are in a pretty tough division. So we'll hope that they can turn it around soon. But it's not really the type of start you had hoped for.
And the cozy confines of Steinbrenner Field, a lot of opposing teams are making out well with home runs.
Hitting the home runs. That's right. That's right.
Well, it's our turn to pick how we see this coming out. Matt, we're going to start with you. Who wins the Lightning and the Panthers, and in how many games?
I take the Lightning in 6. I'm only saying that because Kachuk's been out since the Four Nations tournament. Ekblad's been on suspension. I don't know how good they're going to be. Lightning in 6.
All right. Jason, how do you see it?
I'm going to go the Lightning in 7. I think this is going to go the full distance. Both teams are good. Great rivalry. I mean, they both been to the Stanley Cup Finals. Really, when you think about it, I mean, the last 5 years, either the Lightning or the Panthers have been in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Well, the people in Canada are very well aware of that.
Yeah. So it's I think it's going to go all the way to the end, and Lightning prevailing. Home ice will make a difference.
I am right there with you. I am saying the Lightning in 7. I think this could be one of those series where the home team wins every game, and no pun intended. Well, pun intended. Yeah, the home team wins every game. But it's going to come down to goaltending. 2 outstanding goaltenders going head to head, and whoever has the hotter goaltender wins the series. And I'm putting my money on Andre Vasilevsky.
That's right.
To do it. Well, thanks to everyone for joining us. A special thanks to David Alexander and Eric Erlinson for joining us on the program today. And we look forward to talking with you next week. Actually, it'll be Jason and Marshall talking with you next Saturday as I'll be out. And then I'll be back in 2 weeks with that major announcement regarding the home team on Saturday, May 3rd. We'll make it right at the top of the show at 9 o'clock, so you want to be there in your place. Thanks again to everyone. Happy Easter to everyone, and enjoy your Easter weekend here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.